back to T2T Wrestling. We're talking about Money in the Bank. We're not gonna this around. Kim's here. Let's just talk about this because we are on a time schedule. Tim has to stream today. We never stream on Sundays. I mean, we never do videos on Sundays.
No,
ever.
New actually, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. We'll try to see if we can shoot this in under 2 hours and 20 minutes.
I'm sure we can. I'll just shut you up.
I will be quiet and let you talk today. It's all yours, Toya.
I mean, I don't need to talk all the time, but yeah. But anyways, let's just get into the first match, shall we? Which I was right. It was the women's Money in the Bank match. They started off first. We got we got Becky Lynch versus Asuka versus Liv Morgan versus Raquel Rodriguez versus Lacey Evans versus Shotzi versus Alexa Bliss. I really like this match.
So did I.
It was really good.
So did I. This was, in my opinion, match of the evening.
Yeah.
So it started out really well.
I mean, one of the things that actually shocked me was Shotzi. I was like,
yeah. I mean, we all knew how good she was. But
yeah. I mean, I think that like these matches, they really help like these people grow. Even if they win or they don't win, you can see their potential. It's like, oh wow, she's actually better than I thought she was. So, I mean, she was killing it. She was killing it out there.
We're gonna see the same later in the men, but yeah, especially Shotzi and I mean, we already knew, but most of the women's match was actually Shotzi and Raquel Rodriguez,
right?
Who are I mean, Shotzi has been there for a while, but they are still like the newbies,
right? So I think it's like the what? Well, I know it's Raquel's first Money in the Bank, and I'm pretty sure it's Shotzi's too.
I don't remember.
I don't know. I don't remember either.
I don't
think so.
In a couple of the Rumbles, but I don't think she's ever been in
Money in the Bank. Yeah, so this is probably her first as well. Like they did well, dude. They did so good.
They did so.
I was like at the moment I was like kind of like behind Shotzi. I'm like, you know what?
No, I was like, you know what? You can take this.
You can take this. You can take this. I'm good with this. I'm fine with this. You have my approval. Have my blessing, Shotzi. Go ahead, take that darn suitcase.
Go ahead. I mean, I assume mostly you were distracted because Becky had another one of her very
I didn't even notice Becky.
Oh, that says something, considering your usual proclivities. That says
I did not even know Becky. I mean, I was just looking at everybody. I was just like, in the moment. Everybody was just fantastic.
The only thing I actually noticed about anyone's outfit was that, damn, Lacey, you were showing some cleavage there.
Don't pop out. Right? I was like,
they don't pop out.
I'm like, I hope you got those things taped to that outfit, because we don't need like a Janet Jackson Super Bowl incident over here.
That could have gone very close.
If the screen would have gone black, we would have known. Oh, okay, something popped out.
Lacey needs to pop herself back in before we keep going. Absolutely. No, this was so. Like I said, I forgot how big. I mean, I know it. I've seen her, but it's when you see her with all the others, you remember how big Raquel is.
Yeah.
Like big in the good way. I mean,
she's like this tall and just muscular. She's not Nia Jax, no.
She's not monster big. She's just like big. She's like the female Drew McIntyre, basically.
Yeah, she's definitely the tallest. That's for sure.
I would love to see her up against Rhea.
Oh, that would be a great.
Up against Rhea.
Oh, that would be fantastic match.
Yeah. I mean, I keep going over my notes, and most of them are just these guys. This person is so good. This person did so good.
They did awesome. Well.
After the first part of it, I was like, okay, you know what? Fine, just give us Becky and Asuka after this. It's fine. You don't have to give them a title, Matt. You don't have to give them a title to fight over.
But that would be a great feud.
It's fine.
Asuka and Becky, they would be a great feud. I would enjoy that.
Most of the match beating more on each other than trying to win. So
yes,
it was all fine there.
That's true.
But yeah, no, Raquel is super big. And she's super athletic. She's not Big Show, like I said. She's not Nia Jax or Big Show monster, or almost monster big. She's just really, really good. That top rope. I think the moment of the match for me, I mean, until the very end, was that top ladder powerbomb. Liv did to Lacey.
Oh yeah.
At one point, that just looked super good. Like that looked like it actually hurt. I mean, a lot of these things actually hurt. But
I mean,
really
they're dealing with ladders here. They're like using them. It's like,
So
I'm pretty sure it's not soft. These are like soft little ladders, and there's like little puffy pillows. No, no, guys.
I mean, I assume everyone who watches this podcast or video will have seen it. If you haven't,
why haven't you?
What the heck are you waiting for? Go see it. But for those of you who haven't, there was 3 people at the top of the ladder because they were crawling over each other, and literally from the very top step of the ladder, Liv Morgan powerbombed Lacey Evans to the floor.
Yep.
It looked like it was one of those it was probably the biggest spot of the match. It might not have been, but it looked like the biggest spot of the match, certainly.
Well, remember there was like a part of the match where I guess it was Lacey, Raquel, Oscar, somebody else was on there, and then Becky Lynch did like a leg jump on them from the top.
Yeah.
Oh, well, wow.
It was just such a good match.
I mean, those women, they earned their dollar, I gotta say. They earned their dollar that night.
We talked last time about how we felt that the Hell in a Cell thing spent too much time dealing with like the internal feuds that was going on, rather than just make it a good match. This one managed to do both.
Yeah, it was a good balance.
It was a really good balance. It was just a super good match, and probably the best women's Money in the Bank I can remember.
Yeah,
maybe not the best there's ever been, but certainly the best I remember.
Oh, it's the best one that we talked about.
Yeah, well, that's for sure. Yes, that's absolutely certain.
Well,
anyway,
go tell them who won, because whoa, that was a shock. I did not see that coming at all.
Actually cheering.
I was happy as hell. I was like, yes, but
bloody Morgan.
I was like, finally, yes. I was like, finally, yes, Liv. Finally, we got this. We got this.
I mean, we talked about last time that we wanted it to be late. I mean, we could live with practically all of them.
Yeah.
But we really wanted it to be lazy because we thought that was,
that's what
that was sort of setting up what they had done with her. But that was only because we simply thought they would blow. They couldn't be Liv because they had.
They have screwed her over so many times. We're like, yeah, it ain't her. Like. We were like, but the original video, the one that didn't make it, we were like, we want Liv to do it, but we're like, we're not going to because it's WWE,
Yeah.
Okay, so, we was wrong about that. Sorry, WWE, we're wrong about that one.
I was so happy.
I was so happy
in my apartment.
Like, I was too. I was like, yeah, Liv. I was like, don't fucking blow it.
Congratulations. Don't blow it now, WWE. If you blow this, you fucking deserve what you're getting.
Oh, man, I was so happy for her. But
also, thank you for the fit of hysterics afterwards, Becky.
Oh, my gosh.
Damn, that was
I was laughing at that so hard. She was having such a fit. She was like, it's me. Like, oh, my God. Like, she played that spoiled brat so well.
Becky's voice is usually fairly low pitched. I mean, she's not like the deepest voice in the world, but it's fairly low pitched, and it just went up to Carmella.
Like it sounded like me. I was like, dude, what am I in this match right now? Like, I was like, that's Becky. I was like.
Honestly, Becky did great during the match. Becky did awesome during the match. Like, she had a couple
Becky does what Becky does. We already know how Becky good is.
Becky Lynch.
Right.
But honestly, the best work she did in this match was that his
right. It was after the match. That's probably her best thing. That was amazing.
That alone should.
Liv over here trying to savor the. It's funny, Liv in the ring savoring her moment. Becky out here having a tantrum.
I'm like, I know they're different characters and they play them differently when they have a tantrum, but I'm like, Carmella, if you want to know how to do a proper tantrum, just look at Becky after this match.
Right.
That's how you do a tantrum, like a real tantrum.
But okay.
I know it wouldn't work with Carmella. She plays her tantrums differently because they come. It doesn't matter. It was so good. But yeah, Liv Bloody Morgan won the women's Money in the Bank match.
Well, good for Liv. We're happy for her.
Yeah,
let's go.
Awesome.
Let's go to the next match, shall we?
Yep.
So the next match we got the United States Championship. Theory defended his belt against Bobby Lashley. This match was not bad.
No!
This match was actually pretty freaking good.
I thought this would be short and sweet because I legitimately thought I was starting to think that until I saw Madcap Moss get into the main men's Money in the Bank, I entertained your theory from last week. So I was like, okay, I think this will be short and sweet. Like, Bobby's going to run him over, then he'll be fresh to go later. No, this was a match, and it was a good match. It was a really good match.
It really was.
I mean,
I saw bits and pieces of it because I was cooking during that time, but when I saw, I was like, wow.
Super good.
I was super impressed.
Austin is playing, like, to almost perfection the old school heel, like the early 90s heel, the Ric Flair heel, going into like, no, don't hit me, and going into fetal position at one point to stop him from rolling out of the. He is just mad.
You know, I give him credit. I'll give Theory credit. He was really good.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, okay.
Super good.
I mean, people might not like him, but he gonna be around for a while.
I am a huge fan of Theory. I think Vince McMahon is right. I think he's absolutely going to be one of the future world championship stars.
Definitely.
He has everything he needs. The only thing I have a problem with it being right now, and we'll get back to that. We can take that at the end of the evening.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and Lashley still needs a personality. They need to find something. Brock seems to be enjoying playing this, crowd-friendly cowboy thing he's doing right now.
True.
I think they need to find something like that for Lashley, or just go back to turning him full monster heel. Because again, Lashley's only real problem is that his personality could bore a Swedish pot plant breeder to death. He is such a good athlete. He's such a good wrestler. Theory got a lot of offense in on him, and he sold it like a champ.
Yep,
He's such a good wrestler. He just needs a personality someone can. I mean, a personality beyond being very big, very muscular, and very bold. Honestly, he could be so over. But yeah, no, Theory did amazing. There's a super fun match, and God,
Bobby won.
Yeah, Bobby won. Yeah. But it was, as you said, it was a back and forth match. It was a really good match. It was a fun match.
It was a great match. This was not a P match, guys.
No, absolutely not. Bobby have managed to get 2 decent matches out of Omos recently, and now he did a very good one with Austin, or at least a good one with Austin Theory. You're on a roll, my friend. Keep going.
Whew, let's go. Next match. We got. The hell do we have? Oh, the Raw Women's Championship match with Carmella versus Bianca Belair defending her belt.
Okay, just one more thing for Corey Graves, because I was in hysterics. You seem Byron Saxton. You're biased towards Carmella. Corey Graves. Saxton, you fool! I'm married to her.
No, I like the part. He goes, I like the part where he was like, when they were during their match, he goes, if she with me, might get remarried again. I heard Triple H mention some wedding stars over here. Have you ever, back in the day, if you ever remember, saw that one show where Triple H married Stephanie McMahon, supposedly in Vegas. So, yeah, guys, so.
Oh, it was just the absolute disdain and just in his voice, like, Saxton, you idiot! I'm married to her. Of course, I'm on her side.
Duh.
What the fuck do you think?
This match was not very long.
No, and it wasn't very good.
Yeah.
This was a match.
But I mean, here's the thing, right? I wasn't expecting like a good match because this was an audible match, pretty much.
It was fine. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Anyway, it was perfectly serviceable, but it was very short. And as we said last week, well, you didn't hear me say it, but as Toya also said last week, this match existed for the only purpose of just giving Bianca someone to beat until she can get a proper opponent at SummerSlam.
Or at least Rhea to come back from her injury.
Whatever. Until Rhea can come back or someone. It doesn't really matter. Just giving Bianca
something to do. Like, here is something to do.
SummerSlam. It was very short. It was not particularly good, but it was perfectly serviceable, and Bianca retained. That was exactly as it should be.
Yep. So there's not really much to say about that.
No. Just good. Absolutely fine. If there was a P-break match, it was this one. Which is weird to say about a Bianca Belair match, but it was just because it was so short. Yeah. They never really got anywhere.
They really didn't. But, yep. I mean, the funny part was this Corey. If anything else, it was Corey Graves. And that match was this funny as hell. Alright, let's go to the next match, shall we? Yeah. We got the Unified Tag Team belts. We have the Usos defending their belts against the Street Profits. Man, this was such a good match. And this could have been match of the year if it didn't end like how it always fucking ends.
I don't think these two teams can have a bad match.
I don't think so either.
Like I said, there is the 3 tag teams right now. There are other tag teams in the company, but there are the 3 tag teams right now. That's the Usos, the Street Profits, and New Day. And those 3 can just keep fighting between each other for the rest of time, and they will never have a single bad match. It's that simple. But oh god, the ending. Do you want to do it?
Okay, so the ending. Basically, I don't know who was it. Jay that pinned. I don't fucking remember. Anyway, one of the Usos pinned Montez Ford, but it turns out that Montez Ford's shoulder was up. Well, obviously you could see because the camera, the ref couldn't see it, and it ended in controversy, like it always does. So I don't know.
Was that a flop?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if that was a flop. I don't know if it's part of the storyline. I don't know if they try to move this towards SummerSlam. I have no idea.
The fact that no one talked about it until they went on as if the match was just over and the Usos won, and then 20 or so seconds later there was another slow motion view that showed the shoulder was up.
Shoulder was he had the shoulder way the hell up. Everyone was
everyone started talking about it. It wasn't like the Street Profits immediately when the bell ring was like, oh, the shoulder up. No, they waited until the damn slow motion had been there as well. So,
Montez Ford was obviously he knew his shoulder was up because it was his freaking shoulder.
That's what I mean. He didn't comment on it until suddenly everyone commented on it. But at the same time, WWE, if they didn't want to show that slow-mo, they could have just not.
True.
So
I don't know. I think maybe this might be something going towards SummerSlam because
towards SummerSlam.
I will explain all of this towards our end of the match because it has something to do with Lesnar and Roman Reigns and everything. I'll discuss all that later. But
we'll get around to that.
That's what I think. So I'm I don't know. It has to be, but even if it was a flop, even if it was a mistake, they can work it
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm sure that's what. If it was a flop, I'm sure that was what they did.
Yeah.
I am sure someone was sitting there saying, "Oh shit, people can see this," and then whoever was in charge of the show called an audible and said, "Okay, we're going to do this now because we can use
Right.
This. I mean, whether or not that was Triple H or whoever was in like operational control of the show, Jamie Noble maybe. I don't know, but I'm sure that's what happened if it was a flop.
Well, we'll see on SmackDown, but yeah.
But again, this was such an amazing match, and it
was so good. It's just how it ended. It didn't.
Yeah.
It was. So, I mean, at this one part of the match where they, you know how like they did their the Street Profits did like their whatever.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
And they, Montez Ford did this like frog splash up into the fucking heavens and shit, and I'm just like the 1, 2. I was like, just give it to them already. What the fuck? Why are you doing this to me, WWE?
He bloody hell bulked up.
He did, man. I'm like, what the Lord, goddamn.
20 pounds of muscle or something.
He was working hard at the gym. I was like, sheesh. Where all this muscle come from, man? You wearing a muscle suit or something? Like,
I mean, he didn't lose any agility, it seems, so it's absolutely perfect. But man, he bulked up.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, maybe he couldn't stand no longer being the not strongest member of his marriage. What do I know?
Maybe. He's like, no, I know, I could do it too, Bianca.
He's married. Montez Ford is married to Bianca Belair, in case anyone didn't know it.
Right. Spoiler alert. Sorry, guys.
But yeah, no, this was like the best kind of gymnastics performance, and then just as we're about to land and get the full 10, no, we've fallen on our face. Because we have to, because we cannot in any way mess with the bloodline. Impossible.
No, of course not. Can't be
to hold
forever.
Every title from now on until the end of time.
We got the SmackDown Women's Championship. Natalya versus Ronda Rousey.
Again, another good match.
Very good match.
Like it wasn't super athletic. This was like
a lot of submissions.
Yeah, this seemed like a why they didn't just turn this into a
submission match
in the first place? I don't know, because this was all about submission moves. I don't think I saw a single power move. Like there wasn't any. It was a single Hurricanrana, I think. There wasn't a single power bomb or sideways slam or.
I mean, it wasn't very. I mean, like I said, it was just mostly just submissions back and forth.
Submission domination, I wrote. Like, trying to dominate the other with your submission moves. That sounds very, very confusing, but I'm sure you will know what I mean if you see the match. But again, the story was a lot more... The story was more about who can break the other, rather than...
Like, which submission was better? The armbar or the sharpshooter?
I personally like the sharpshooter better, but I think the armbar is actually hurting more. I've heard somewhere.
I mean, I have never been in either one.
No,
and I don't want to. I don't think I want to.
I have a friend who did some wrestling in her youth and has friends who are wrestling. Annie, my Finnish friend. Some of you might know her from my streams. She did some wrestling when she was younger. She has some actual wrestling friends. So a lot of that kind of information I can get from her. I personally think Natalya does the sharpshooter better than Ronda does the armbar. But I think that has something to do with the fact that Natalya has 20 years of experience making the sharpshooter look good. Ronda is still learning how to be theatrical.
Right. Because, I mean, you gotta remember, she's an MMA, and MMA is just, I'm trying to pin her real quick.
Yeah, we talked about before that after she came back this time, she has acted more like a wrestler, which has helped her matches a lot. But back in her first run, she still looked like an MMA fighter, and in MMA, it's about actually, it's about actually submitting your opponent. It doesn't matter how it looks.
Right.
In wrestling,
it don't have to look pretty. You just need to get the shit done.
Yeah. In wrestling, submission move really should look super painful,
Right.
whether or not it is
or not.
John Cena's STFU.
Right.
And a couple of honestly, the Lion Tamer. I mean, I know it's just a modified sharpshooter. A sharpshooter just looks better, Chris Jericho. Sorry, dude. But I mean, yeah. Anyway, I think Natalia's sharpshooter looks better than Rousey's armbar. But I mean, it's
one
fine.
point, at one point, I don't remember how she was doing the sharpshooter like on the apron on the ropes.
Yeah.
And then
that was cool.
That was pretty cool. And then pretty much, I think Ronda Rousey had fell off the apron and tweaked her knee.
Yeah. And that was, of course, the turning point. It was just not the turning point for what we thought it was going to be.
It wasn't a good turning point for Natalya anyway.
This match could have used another 4 or 5 minutes, but the ending, of course, more than made up for it. We understood why at the ending. As a match, it could have used just another couple of minutes, but no, it was. I mean, eventually, Ronda actually got Natalya in the sharpshooter, which was
flexing too,
okay, I can do this too. I can do this.
I can do this too. And then got reversed.
In the end, Ronda managed to get Natalya into her. Was it an arm? It's like
it was weird. It looked like an armbar and like a leg choke with her legs. It's like switch out
it looked very. It looked like a mix of several different ones. But
it did not look comfortable.
Very effective. Let's put it like that.
I mean, she contained her belt.
And Natalya tapped out, kicked out, and then
dun, 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 drum roll. So you remember when I told you Ronda Rousey's leg was tweaked? So guess who came out?
I don't know. Oh wait!
Wait a minute, remember? Liv came out
with a suitcase.
Wow, that she just won! Wow! Went crazy.
Bananas.
Went wild, man.
Wow!
Like whoa!
Right there.
Even moment of the
when she won the actual suitcase.
I mean, I was like, I had mixed emotions about that. I was like, I mean, I get it. She's hurt.
But I don't
get it because I'm just like, as soon as I mean, she's all hyped. She turned in her belt, turned into the briefcase, and then she goes after Ronda, and Ronda puts her in the ankle lock, and I'm like, no! Too soon.
At first, I thought you're not doing this. You are legitimately not doing this.
Right, you cannot do this right now.
I actually think it was the right decision because you went from the crowd being over the roof down to them also saying they're fucking screwing this up again, and then in 20 seconds, Liv rolls Ronda up.
Yeah, she has her neck ground and Liv does she kicks her Ronda Rousey in her bad knee. Ronda goes down, does a quick roll up, 1, 2, 3. We got a new SmackDown Women's Champion.
Morgan.
Yay! Woo! I gotta put the cheers. I gotta put the cheers up in here because it's oh my god, I am so happy for her. Congratulations, Liv Morgan.
Ronda was psyched to see.
I mean, Ronda was good. She probably gave her a hug, said, good job and everything. That's the one thing that I like. It was great. That's the one thing that I liked about Ronda Rousey. Yeah. She is such a good sportsman.
This is why I say you don't always have to have heel on face championship matches. WWE, you can have faces fight for the title. Yeah. You don't have to have a heel as either the champion or the challenger all the time. This worked absolutely fine.
I mean, and to cash it in on Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
Wow. I was not expecting that.
I did not see that coming. That they were. I mean, again, it's good because it's establishing Ronda as a wrestler.
Right.
like not the immortal, impossible to defeat Roman
Reigns, exactly.
Ronda Rousey. She is Ronda Rousey is right now. I would say that Ronda Rousey and Charlotte right now is what Roman should have been the last 2 years.
Yep, I agree.
Like completely dominant, but not utterly indefeatable.
Yeah, but congratulations.
But anyway, Liv is champion. And again, if you thought the cheer when she came out was overwhelming,
oh man,
she actually got the damn title.
The crowd, man. I mean, they were there for a while. They were out there for a while.
That Las Vegas crowd was super good, just in general.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, they were into
every match. That's also like when we talked about that last pay-per-view in Chicago. I mean, people were like this crowd right here, like the crowd alone was just hyped about every single match.
It simply makes a match better when the crowd...
I don't know. They're serving better drinks in Las Vegas than Chicago. I don't know.
No offense, Chicago's crowds always have a reputation for being very demanding. Let's put it like that.
Fair enough.
Like, there are meaner words for it than that, but they have a reputation for being not always super happy with things they don't necessarily get served on a silver platter.
All right. Well, I got a question for you. Yes. Who do you think Liv's first person that she's gonna go after, or someone's gonna go after Liv? Who do you think it's gonna be?
I don't know. I think it all depends on when Rhea is coming back.
Well, Rhea's on Raw. She'll be on SmackDown now.
I know that, but we also know that means very little if the company wants.
I don't think it's going to be Rhea. I think Rhea's going to go after Bianca.
Yeah, that's what I think, but I think it has to do with when she's coming back because again, rumors are getting very high that Bayley is coming back to challenge Bianca.
I saw Bayley's tweet. If I find her tweet, she was so happy for Liv. So.
Oh, everyone! Alexa broke character, like, it was just, I'm so happy for you, my friend. And everyone.
I mean, you gotta realize that 8 or 9 years.
Yeah.
8 or 9 years.
I mean, it's been a while since we've heard a "you deserve this" chant at a woman's wrestler.
Right.
It's been a while.
But like 8 or 9 years, guys. Ah man, I'm just so happy for her. I hope she gets to keep this belt for like a while.
She was not the one of that original stable I had thought would be the breakout.
You're right.
Character.
I mean, you would think there's
I am so happy.
Good for her. She's still here and she's blood, and I'm so happy for her.
Now, just WWE. You don't have to have her until Rumble. You don't have to have her for more than a few months. But please book her strongly while she's champion.
Right.
Don't do the Big E thing.
Please don't.
It's a waste of someone you can carry or who can carry you. She is super popular. She's super good. Don't fucking waste this.
Well, after all that excitement, let's move on to the last match.
Hey!
Got the men's Money in the Bank. We got Riddle versus Seth freaking Rollins versus Omos versus Madcap Moss versus Sami Zayn versus Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre and versus me and Tim. We had.
I'm scared of you now.
I'm scared of myself right now. Okay, so me and Tim on the original, the one that didn't make it, had a discussion. And I told Tim, what did I tell you, Tim? Do you remember?
You told me.
Tell the audience what I told you.
Okay, because Toya, we discussed various names, and Toya was like, well, it's probably going to be, it's probably going to be Madcap Moss. And it was Madcap Moss who was the last to be determined, because he came in on Friday, which was just a name Toya threw out there, because why not? But then at the end, she was like, well, more likely, her theory is that Theory is going to lose, and he's going to be slotted into the match. And now I'm worried that you have taken a job as a WWE booker without telling me, or that you're cosplaying as Miss Cleo.
I am Cleo, I see y'all. So then, what's his name? What's his freaking name?
Theory.
Not Theory, the one. Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce comes down and says, we're going to change things up. We're going to add another person to the match.
Yep.
And the other person is... Go ahead, Tara. You can tell him.
Well, funnily enough, Austin Theory.
Oh my gosh!
I know. Now, normally I would go into a rant here about how I don't think losing wrestlers should be rewarded like that. He already lost a match today. He shouldn't get a reward out of that to go into this. However, we already know that he is Vince McMahon's golden boy. And
protege, so.
Yeah, while Vince is out, like, in real life, he's not out kayfabe, at least out for now. In real life, he's not out kayfabe, so it makes sense that he would get special treatment. So I don't actually mind.
That was like, whoa, they actually put him in. I was like, I knew it! I can't wait for Tim to watch it! I'm like, watch the damn thing, Tim, just watch it.
Only thing there is that at that moment, I also knew who was going to win.
Yeah, it was kind of like the same thing with... I mean, they did the same thing with Brock Lesnar when Brock Lesnar lost, too. Yes. Ironically enough, to Bobby Lashley.
And yes, Austin Theory won. By the way, we can get that one out.
Yeah, we get that out the way. Right. He won. Because obviously, that was going to happen.
Yeah, but no, I understand why you were like... I was like, have you watched this yet? Have you watched this yet? Have you watched this yet? It was a bit more... And first, after the Ronda match, I was like... Oh yeah, Liv won. I can understand why you're so. I
mean, yeah, that was good
for me to comment. And then the Austin Theory was like, right now it all makes sense. Austin Theory, well done. Anyway, to the match itself, it was fine. I don't think it was the best Money in the Bank match I've ever seen, just because honestly, Omos took up too much time.
Oh my gosh. At this one point, they buried Omos with ladders, and then another point, all 6 of them, it was like racism, a bunch of white people attacked the black man.
It really was. It was a powerbomb through the announce table. The only problem with doing all of this, it's not that they're doing it, it's that we've seen it before.
Yeah.
They've done it to Big Show, they've done it to Brock, they've done it to Braun. They've done it all before. It's not like this is new and exciting.
I mean, there's only so much you can do with a
guy
his size, you know what I'm saying?
The biggest problem with this was that Omos should have nailed a couple of high spots, like Mysterio or someone. In my opinion. But, I mean, no offense, Omos. You did everything you could. No offense to you, but... I have that moment where Austin Theory is climbing the ladder or doing... God, I can't remember what it is. Drew and Sheamus is fighting in the ring, and Austin Theory is trying to sneak climb the ladder. And Drew and Sheamus just...
They're just looking at him, looks at him. Like, are they serious right now?
Okay, we're gonna beat on him now.
And it's like, beat on him. It's like, no, you gotta do it like this, bro. Sheamus like, no, you gotta beat on him like this. No, you like this. I'm like, oh, poor Theory.
Sheamus is doing his... I know, you know... Which was fun, because I just said that Austin Theory is almost Ric Flair-ish in his character, and Flair had his 10, slaps to the chest. Well, Sheamus also have his 10 things to the chest, only you're bent over the rope while he's doing it. And yeah, Sheamus was doing this, and then Drew McIntyre was like, now it's my turn.
I want a piece. I was like... It was, I mean...
Sheamus like, no, it's mine. It's hilarious.
I mean, there were some good moments in that match.
Yeah. Oh, there was a lot of good moments in that match. Riddle. I have
RKO.
Riddle RKO'd Seth from top of the ladder. I have said before, Riddle as like his real life personality is grating on me. I really, really don't like Stoner Bros. I just don't. But as his in-ring personality is really growing on me.
Yeah.
I had doubts if he would ever become like a major superstar. I don't have doubts anymore. He can absolutely do that. But everyone did fine. There was nothing there. It was just, again, I don't know what it was. Was it just me, or did something feel a little bit off with this match?
I think, excuse me, I think this because when Theory entered,
Yeah.
for me, it's like I kind of knew where this was going.
Yeah, kind of.
I kind of knew where this was going. It kind of like it was like the same thing when freaking Brock Lesnar. I was like, you know what?
Everyone did their job super professionally. There wasn't any botches. I mean, there was an obvious botch in the women's match, where Shotzi is supposed to run up the ladder and do something to Raquel and fell off the ladder. It just didn't matter because, I mean, they saved it, especially because I think Asuka or Liv immediately did the same.
Right.
I mean, this one, everyone was super professional. There wasn't anything about it. It was just that after Austin Theory came in, it was just like, why are we having this match? We know who's going to win.
Right.
That was sort of what I was thinking.
Exactly. So, so we know Austin Theory won, and I agree with you. There was kind of like something. It was good, but something was like off or like missing or something. I'm not sure, but I lost my train of thought. Oh, so like Austin Theory's gonna win, right? So we won. So now we have SummerSlam between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, last man standing match. So Austin Theory is gonna be unified champion because you're gonna have to be on somebody, right?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
I don't know what happened. I was just talking and it cut out. Apparently, I mean, I could hear you fine.
Okay, so.
Where was it? When
I was talking about.
Again?
I don't. No, I was talking. I didn't hear you.
Oh yeah. Austin is going to probably try to cash in at SummerSlam. He almost have to.
He has to. He almost has to. It's like it's just. And I think that if. And I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but if like the whole Black thing with the tag team titles was a botch, and it happens on SummerSlam, I'm not saying they will. They might lose it on
possibly
SummerSlam.
My only problem with that, I wouldn't mind seeing Austin. Listen, I would love to see Austin Theory sneak in and just steal the title out of a very embattled Roman or Brock, for that matter.
I mean, it would probably be Roman because this is probably going to be like well, this is the only way that anybody was going to beat Roman while he was down and out. I mean, it's a last man standing match, so if they're going to beat the shit out of each other.
Oh no, I can absolutely see it happen. My only problem with it is that, again, this might just be the crowd from yesterday. I don't think Roman should lose the title to another heel. I don't think that's the right decision.
No one cares what you think.
Roman's reign as a heel has been so dominant, he needs to lose it to someone the crowd can cheer for, and not just cheer for because that person is not Roman.
I mean, I agree with you. But
and last night, like I said, I know that, and again, I wouldn't mind because I'm a huge fan already of heel Austin. I think he is spectacular at what he's doing. But last night, the crowd wasn't that into it. I mean, they had been booing him during the entire, as they should. A heel should be booed, but they had super much been booing him throughout the whole Lashley match.
Well, I mean, you have to also like series also Vince's boy and protege boy
I know that. I know that.
But, so that might have some kind of factor to it too. I mean, it's kind of. I mean, I don't know. We can't really say anything until SummerSlam. These are just theories. Because I feel like if the Usos lose, their chances are maybe Roman might lose too, and that might cut.
Like I said, I could absolutely see that happen, and I would be.
Or even if Brock Lesnar won, people would be capping about that, and then Derek comes in and catches on
I could
Brock Lesnar.
entirely see all of these things. It's just the crowd didn't cheer him yesterday. The crowd went noticeably down in engagement when he won. Every other match, like we said, the crowd had been hyper into it, and then Theory wins the main event, and the crowd is more like,
whatever. Okay, sure. Whatever. Like,
and
it's like you say, why is he getting rewarded because he lost that match?
Yeah, and then again, I don't have a problem with it. I would love to see Theory do it. I just feel like I don't know.
I just feel like
you've said this before. Don't send the crowd home angry, and I could see like Theory taking it from Roman. I mean, also, I don't think he's going to take it from Roman because I think they want to keep. I still think they want to keep Roman as champion until they can feed him to Rock next year at Mania, unless that falls through completely.
Jesus Christ!
And they especially want to keep him as a champion until he can face
Drew.
Drew in September at that Clash of the Castle or whatever they're going to call it.
Well, I mean, September's not. September's a lot closer than next year.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm just saying, I personally don't think, or rather, if Theory is going to take it, he's going to lose it again fairly quickly. Which could also be a storyline. I can see that. I just don't think they should do that. I still think that if Roman, for the sake of like the actual reaction to it, if Roman is going to lose the title, it's going to have to be against a popular face. Fuck, bring back John Cena and do it.
I mean, there's another thing that I heard people say that, he might try to cash in and then might not make it because John Cena will disrupt him or some shit like that.
That could be hilarious.
That would be pretty funny.
Because
John Cena was like, "You may not know when you see me again," but I'm like, okay, it could happen. But that would be funny. That could be a sale. I mean, they had failed cash-ins before. John Cena,
Corbin did it,
right? So.
I can't remember if anyone. Yeah, I mean, someone else has failed, but I can't remember if anyone has failed as spectacularly as Baron Corbin.
I don't think so.
Did. But that was also in the men's. So we remember how Drew had someone cash in against him, so he knows how this is. 20 seconds later, I am just being reminded that Seth also had someone cash in on him.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. Dude. Good you remember that 4 years ago. It was only the biggest storyline of 2016 when the Shield cashed in on each other repeatedly.
Right.
Took the title off each other repeatedly.
That was a great feud.
Well done. 6 years ago, I'm glad your memory stretches that far. Well done, my friend.
But yeah.
No.
That was Money in the Bank. I mean, overall, I liked it. I just wish certain things were different, but WWE's being WWE. But yeah.
No, I mean,
1 out of 10. What do you give this?
I give this 9.5.
Yeah, same. I would have gave this a freaking 10 if they would have got it right.
Yeah, 100%. Unlike a lot of others where we've said this was so good right up until XXX. This was really good right up until the end. The things they got wrong this time was not nearly as bad as the things they have gotten wrong a lot of other times. Sure. So I am perfectly happy with this. Last month, I said that I thought Hell in a Cell was probably at that time the best pay-per-view so far this year. I think Money in the Bank have just taken that title.
Well, we'll definitely have a lot of things to talk. We'll have discussions on our best pay-per-views we've done so far. Yep. That's for sure. Well, I mean, the good news is supposedly SummerSlam will be the final match between Brock and Roman. So
yeah, sure.
Sure, that's what they say. That's what they say. That's the final one. So I'm like, I will go to Vince McMahon's house and knock on his door and say, "Hey, I thought you said this was the final one."
Brock will have his final match against Roman, at SummerSlam, and they will beat the crap out of each other, and Brock will go away, and then he will be back in October.
Yay, finals!
The only thing about SummerSlam this year is that it is very, very early. We're not even into August. They're hosting it Saturday, the 30th of July. I am still on my vacation at that point.
Don't worry, I'll do it by myself.
Y'all might have to do this without me.
Yay! I'm saying, oh.
Everyone is very. You have to do this without me. Yay! I'm so sorry. That's very.
That
very
felt sad. Oh, we're gonna miss you, Tim. We really are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I might be able to do the prediction video because that's just honestly about finding some day when me and my travel partner has gotten to a hotel and just shooting while we're at the hotel. But actually seeing the show, that's going to be tricky until I come home. So, there we are then.
Unless you go to a sports bar.
Unless I go to a sports bar. It's more like, I think on the 30th we are... I think the 30th we are traveling.
I have something to say.
600 miles. But,
I have something to say. We don't care about your fucking vacation. I have something to say.
I know. Let me tell you all about my vacation. Bye!
I'm not say bye yet. I have something to say. So after the match was over, Corbin attacked Pat.
Yes, Pat McAfee. Pat actually was really good at this one.
Yeah.
By the way, so I guess him and Corbin now have a match at
SummerSlam. So yeah.
Okay, good, fine, whatever.
Yay! I guess.
Hooray! That's fine. I mean, I guess Pat McAfee got a drive to wrestle after what happened at Mania. You know what? That's fine. Not a problem. I have to do something with Baron Corbin as it is anyhow. So.
No, that's that. Well, anyways, guys, we're gonna end it here. Thanks so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed Money in the Bank. If you've seen it, if you haven't seen it, go see it. It's worth it. We gave it a 9. I don't even think, from what I can remember, we haven't done anything giving it a 9 in like a while for like pay-per-views.
We have done it once before.
I mean, we've been doing this since 2020.
Yeah, we did. Oh no.
Yeah, we did it. I think we started in 2020 in Rumble.
Wasn't it the 21 Rumble?
No, because 21 was like we thought. Remember, because 21 was like the worst year for pay-per-view. So
yeah, that's true.
And 2020 was actually pretty good.
We have done this for a while now, and I do think this is the highest grade, or at least shared highest grade we have given.
Agreed.
To be fair, doesn't matter.
Anyways, watch this video.
Yep.
Like this video, comment, subscribe, make sure.
Submit to Toya. Acknowledge her.
Acknowledge me. Tim's going on vacation, so today was his Sunday. Not when you're all gonna watch it, but when we're recording it, it's like his last stream. So if you haven't seen that, go back and watch it after VOD if you haven't seen it yet, and make sure you follow him on his socials. If they're in his house, I'll give your address.
At Slay Heron on Twitter.
Actually, don't do that.
Aww.
And we'll see you guys next time. By myself! Bye. Woo! Bye!